My grandpa called me in the middle of my shift at work today and he goes, "I know you're working, but this is important. Do you want to go to Red Lobster with me on Saturday?" What is up, my aesthetic boys? It's Fresh, back with another video. On today's episode of r/MadeMeSmile, I talk for way too long about obscure Nickelodeon shows. We take a look at a legendary astronaut and kitten-based reality television. When my daughter was 3 or 4, she was watching Sesame Street in the other room when a Muppet started playing electric guitar. She ran in and said, "Daddy, you like rock and roll music, right?" "I do," I said. She took my hand and said, "I think you're really gonna enjoy this." We went to Waffle House at 2 a.m. and it was super icy outside, so the workers gave us serving trays to go sledding outside the restaurant, and our waitress even took my phone and charged it when it died. It's not a Waffle House, but a waffle home. Well, if you at home want to get that warm, fuzzy Waffle House Christmas kind of feeling, there's actually a Christmas movie on Netflix that takes place largely in a Waffle House. It's called Let It Snow. Is it good? Well, it's not winning any Academy Awards, but it sure does give Waffle House that waffle home type feeling. Me before quarantine watching Castaway. Really? He's best friends with a ball? Me during quarantine? Look at you go, Roomba. You crazy son of a bitch. What do you mean, dude? DJ Roomba has always been cool. I just realized what he does every morning. My partner has to wake up around 4 a.m. in the morning for work. He has 2 alarms. One is at 4:30 and the other is 4:35. I questioned why he had them so close together and he said, it just helps me. This morning, I pieced together what he's been doing every morning since he started this job 2 months ago. The first alarm is solely his warning signal, and then he uses it to get 5 minutes of hugging me every morning. Every morning. This poor guy is tired every day, but he makes sure that every morning before work, he cuddles me for at least 5 minutes. Some days, I don't get woken up by him, and it's sweet to think that no matter what, he makes the time to be affectionate to me before he leaves. I adore him. This is incredibly cute. Absolutely no doubt about that. But if I saw my partner set 2 alarms, I would be like, "You only set 2 alarms?" Like, I think I have 8 or 9 set on an average morning. That's probably not good. I think Nickelodeon should start hosting the debates. Interrupt someone else? Get slimed. Go over time? Temple guards. Answer a completely different question? Aggro crag. And all of these, of course, are reference to Nick Gas shows. Now, Nickelodeon Games and Sports is by far above and away the greatest TV channel ever created, and I will live and die by that statement. I remember how distraught I was when I woke up the morning of January 1st, 2008 to find that Nickelodeon Games and Sports was no longer on the air, and I just could not find the channel anywhere. I was out of my mind. If you don't fuck with Nick Gas, the Temple Guards, the fucking legends of the game, I do not fuck with you. Blue Barracudas for life, baby. Lies I have told. I always tell people that my cat doesn't really like people that much, even though she's really cuddly, so they feel special when she cuddles them. You are the best person. My dad and I went to a restaurant and the waiter pointed at the QR code on the wall and said, "That's our menu," and left, and my dad looked at it really close and said, "Is this some kind of joke?" I don't have any commentary here. I just wanted to give you guys a sec to really appreciate that one. Just had a great conversation with my cat. We discussed the following. 1, is he a little baby? 2, he is in fact a little baby. 3, the fact that he's very cute. 4, the origin of how he got to be so cute. 5, why he is so little. And 6, details as to how he's a good boy. Shout out to Tom from MySpace. Homie cashed his check and bounced. He never tried to influence elections, be an advocate for free speech, purchase competitors, seller information, or any of that. Just taught us all some basic HTML and rolled the heck out. Look, Tom seems like a super chill dude, and him not trying to exert undue social influence is definitely a good thing, but let's straighten something out here. We're talking about the sale of a big internet company, MySpace, so I'm going to assume that this post is comparing him to the likes of Zuck, Bezos, Gates, maybe Elon, but Tom from MySpace has a net worth of $65 million, and those 4 people combined have a current net worth of over $500 billion. I'm not saying that Tom is a bad guy by any means, I'm just saying he really doesn't have election meddling type money. There's a mattress store that gives you a mattress for your dog when you buy a normal one. Now, I'm pretty sure those are just mattress samples, but it's a tiny dog on a tiny mattress. What's not to love? I just saw a Reddit post by someone with extreme anxiety asking how to order a sandwich at Subway because they've never tried it, and someone replied and wrote out step-by-step instructions without being snarky or judgmental, and it's the kindest, sweetest thing I've seen in months. As often as I like to think that I really hate Reddit because there's some very toxic parts of Reddit, there are a lot of incredibly wholesome things, and that kind of human connection that's facilitated by social media is heartwarming and wholesome. Can you imagine being a 7th grade girl and being able to see your crush's bedroom during Zoom math class? I sure as hell cannot, and I'm glad it's a stress that I did not have to deal with in middle school. This might not be the most mind-blowing fun fact, but sometimes dogs and wolves in movies need CGI tails if they're supposed to be acting mean because they're so excited to be doing a good job acting that their tails can't stop wagging. Went into Chemist Warehouse today. Little Indian security guard stops me on the way out. "Excuse me, sir. Did you drop $5 last time you were here?" "I don't know, mate. Last time I was in here was like 2 weeks ago, and if I knowingly dropped $5, I probably would have picked it up." He pulls out an envelope from his pocket, opens it up, and takes out $5. Then he pulls out his phone and shows a picture of me. This is you, right? This dude deadass kept $5 in an envelope in his pocket, waiting for me to one day come back. I told him to keep the $5. That's the most honest human I've ever encountered in my life. Me and the boys made Guy Scouts and we are thriving. I just got a badge for having too many HDMI cables and Dave got a badge for emotional honesty. Shout out to Dave. If you're ever feeling overwhelmed and anxious today, remember that this is Leland Melvin's official NASA picture. Are you kidding me? They let dogs in the shoot. They let dogs that cute in the shoot. Oh, come on. Though honestly, it goes so much beyond this sick-ass picture though. Let me tell you about Leland Melvin, the certified badass. After majoring in chemistry at the University of Richmond, he got drafted by the Dallas f***ing Cowboys. He got hurt, got hired by NASA, got a master's in material science engineering, worked on some fiber optics project that I do not have the expertise to understand for $1 billion next-gen commercial space vehicle with Lockheed. Once that project got canceled, he became an astronaut and ended up on 2 separate missions to the ISS, logging 565 hours in space. As an administrator at NASA, he was in charge of development of NASA's education programs that got kids involved and interested in science and technologies. He's the only astronaut to have been drafted by an NFL team, and after decades of service to the government, he spends his time nowadays as a guest judge on Top Chef, a feature in National Geographic documentaries, and most importantly, walking the very 2 dogs from this picture. If that's not a legend, I'm not sure what is. As a judge, I love alternative sentencing, especially for young people. Today, I announced that I would give an 18-year-old young lady a break on a speeding ticket if she brings me back proof that she voted in next Tuesday's general election or writes 500 words on the importance of voting. Then I told the young 17-year-old man that if he pulled up one of his C's to a B by next report card, I would withhold adjudication on a misdemeanor ticket. Our young people are our greatest treasure, and if I can encourage them to be their best and do their best, I'm happy. And for any of you out there who are interested in other creative judges, I'd recommend looking up Caught in Providence, which follows a super kind judge on real cases in Providence, Rhode Island, and there are tons of other videos of creative punishments around the internet that are just about guaranteed to put a smile on your face. There's a TV show in Iceland called Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's a 24-hour live broadcast of cats in a tiny model house. You are kidding me. Oh my god, is that cute. To be fair, it's a little hard to call this particular one a television show, but it is a live stream of incredibly cute kittens in an incredibly cute tiny house, so what more could you ask for? Me. This day is stressing me out. I need a drink. My 3-year-old says, "Here you go, Dad," and hands me his milk. "You got anything stronger?" And he replies, "Yep." "Mom, can you get Dad a chocolate milk?" A student realized my husband and I were a couple after recognizing the same cat Zoom bomb both our classes. I find this simultaneously adorable and a bit dystopian, and someone who's paying way too close attention to the cats that show up in a Zoom lecture. Men of Reddit, what makes you feel manly? Carrying my sister's kids, 2 nephews and a niece around. They always ask me to pick them up whenever I see them, so I started lifting weights a couple years ago just that I could continue doing it as they got bigger. It worked out as I intended. I got a lot stronger, and now the boys are 9 years old and I can still carry one of them under each arm. They love it since their mother can't pick them up anymore, and their happiness makes me feel good too. I should really start charging this guy rent. Oh, look at this homie. He's just chilling. Man, I loved you in Guardians of the Galaxy. You ever watch a film to the end of the credits, pick a name and think, hey, Clint Younggreen, assistant paratrainer number 3. I bet you thought nobody would see you down there. Nice job, pal. Well, as this video comes to a close, I'd like to take a second to thank Rick, the forklift operator on the set of Sonic, Boys in the Kitchen who provided catering for the animation department of 2004's SpongeBob SquarePants movie, and finally, magic consultant Larry Wilson, along with the majority of the end credits of the ever-classic Airplane. You are all appreciated.